Hello everyone, Creative Fun here, back again with another video, and as you can see it's not just any other video, it is the KA-50 we're gonna fly today. And I've been really wanting to fly this aircraft more as of late, but I just haven't had the time. I've been moving, one of the reasons I haven't been able to make any videos lately. As you can hear, the sound is probably a little bit different, a little bit more echoey. I haven't been able to sound dampen my new office, so please bear with me with this sound. Anyway, we're gonna fly the KA-50, and as you can see by the title of this video, we're gonna have a look at how to use this helicopter as a scout helicopter. Now, I know that the KA-50 is primarily a tank buster and like a soft togger squeezer. But I really wanted to see if this could mimic the usability that we find in the Gazelle. Now, the Gazelle is one of the newest choppers, or the newest chopper in DCS, and I've been itching for flying on a helicopter, and I was thinking maybe to get the Gazelle. But the reason I wanted to get the Gazelle is because I wanted to use it together with missions where you have like a scout helicopter, you get the target information, and then you pass it on to a fighter aircraft or a bomber or something, a fixed wing aircraft that can perform a strike mission. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to see if the KA-50 is capable of doing that. I most certainly think it's capable of it. Let's just see if it's practical. So we're here in the cockpit, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the mission as I get this bird started up. Today's mission is one of reconnaissance. We got some missiles here just in case we need to fire something. We're not going to use this though in this mission. But we're going to use the scroll. We're going to fly to target waypoint, and we are going to mark a couple of targets. So I'm going to show you how to mark targets and how to get the coordinates from those targets, the way I found out. So I'm not sure I'm doing it the best way. I'm just, after fiddling around with the Abris by myself, that's basically the target, the way I found out I could do it. And we are ready to go. So we are going to check out our navigation or our flight plan here first. But before we do that, because in this mission we're going to use the coordinates we get alongside the Mirage. Now the Mirage uses a decimal system for navigation, longitude and latitude. So we're going to go into options here, into setup, and we're going to use this little dial here to go down to units. Then right click on that one, so we go into this menu here. And for longitude and latitude, now it's in minutes and seconds, and we're going to change that to decimal. You see it switches to a decimal point there. Gonna do that for longitude as well. There we go. And then we're gonna go back to the menu and then switch to nav. And here we have the movie map, and this is why I think actually maybe the KA-50 is much better suited for scout than the Gazelle, because we actually have the satellite navigation. We have a proper moving map here, and I'm going to show you a little bit other few nice features with this moving map here, so we can use to get the good target information that we can then transfer to the Mirage. We're going to end this mission with actually going into the Mirage and entering the waypoints in the Mirage's own INS and performing the strike mission. Let's take off. Very nice takeoff, smooth and stable. And we're going to actually set the waypoint for 1 here as well, so we have our little heading indicator showing us where we want to fly. Now, one important thing to notice is that there is no interconnectivity between the inertial navigation system and the satellite navigation system, Abris here. So if you want to switch one waypoint here, you have to switch it manually here as well. And any target data you get here, you have to manually enter here to access the navigation system. So that's important to keep in mind. So we're turning here, we're gonna close in. There should be a little hill coming up right here. Yes, there it is. And once we get a little bit closer, we are going to level out and enter auto hover, which is always interesting. And we're gonna enter into auto hover once we done that. Let's see, the helicopter seems fairly stable. It's not moving too much. Great. One thing to remember with auto hover, that you're always going to be some drift. You're not perfectly still, so please keep that in mind, that you're going to drift a little bit regardless. So let's turn on the scroll and zoom down. Now you can see roughly where the scroll is pointing using this map here. So the Squall and the Abris is connected, which is of course a good thing. So we're gonna see if we can go down around the ridge here. Let's see, zoom out a bit. Oh, there we go. So we have one of the targets, and I'm gonna zoom in on targets and I'm gonna lock it. And you can see the Squall jumps here. So this is not always very accurate where the Squall thinks you're aiming versus where you are actually looking. But we find one of our truck targets at this waypoint here, and we're gonna actually save this target location. And you save this target location by going up here to the data link panel actually. And you have three icons here, one for air defense, one for hard target, and one for soft targets. So you're gonna push number 3 here for soft target because the truck is a soft target. And then you're gonna press send to memory. And if you look down at the Squall now, we got a little square with number 1, so we got target number 1 there. So we're gonna move on and see if we can locate some other targets in this region. Oh, another target there. I'm gonna mark that one too. So using this procedure, you can locate target, mark them, and then we're gonna get the position and actually altitude from those targets, and that will gonna give us very precise data to send to the Mirage. Now, of course, there's no data link between the Mirage and the KA-50, but we still have decent communication systems in the KA-50, so we will definitely be able to communicate via audio the coordinates. So once you mark your targets, now I'm only going to do one ground strike, so I don't need to mark more than one target actually, but I just mark 2 to show you how you can do it. So let's say our scout mission is over, it's time for us to withdraw from the combat area. I am going to reset the Squall. I'm going to turn off auto hover, and we are going to turn ourselves around here. And turn off the altitude hold autopilot because we are now we're gonna find a safe place and land. Now of course you don't have to land. The KA-50 has a pretty decent autopilot system, so you could in theory just tell it to fly towards an egress waypoint. Just set the egress waypoint on your nav system here, not here but here, and just tell the KA-50's autopilot to take care of the rest, and you can focus on the Abris. But for this mission I'm just going to land in this little small valley here, and there we are on the ground. And we are now a little bit protected inside a valley here. If you're far away from a base, or if you don't like, depending on the hostile situation, you might not want to be flying because you might risk being intercepted by aircrafts. So landing is usually the safest way. If you can land outside a combat area, the chance of someone picking you up with their own lightning pod or Squall or anything like that, and a ground attack aircraft picking you up outside of a combat area is extremely unlikely. And if you're on the ground, you're not going to be visible to any anti-air radar either, so no one is going to detect you running away from a combat zone or moving away from a combat zone either. So we're back in the helicopter now, and now we're going to focus on our little Abris navigation system here, and we're going to get some coordinates. So usually you would call up an aircraft and tell them that, okay, I got the coordinates for a target, let's check those out. So the way I found to get the as accurate information as possible for the target is actually to just check using the ERBL mode here, and then using this little knob here to navigate. You can pull it, and then you can pull it towards the targets here, and as you can switch between vertical and horizontal movement by right clicking. And if you scale here, you'll see that it focuses on your little marker here rather than your aircraft, which is great. Now it looks like I managed to mark the first vehicle twice, so let's kill that one. So what I do is trying to position this little marker here as accurately as I can above this area here, and then you can see here I get the coordinates and the altitude, which is very good. And depending on how quickly you need to send in aircraft, you also get the bearings and distance from your position, of course. There is a possibility to actually set a marker and then get this information in relation to the marker rather than your own position. And you can use that if you need to guide in an aircraft using visual markers. For example, MiG-21 does not have a INS or a GPS navigation system. So by placing a marker somewhere on the map on a visual area that the MiG-21 can identify, or a non-directional beacon the MiG-21 can identify, and then giving the distance and bearing to the target using this system is also possible. So you can direct even older type of aircraft. So anyway, let's just write this down. We got the north heading is 36, 36 and 30, no, 36, 38, 35 north, and west is 115, 43, 43. And this is really good too. We got the altitude here, it's 973, and that is in meters. Please be aware that the KA-50 uses meters and the metric system. So with that done, we're going to jump into the Mirage. Okay, so we've jumped into the Mirage, and we are going to use the coordinates we just got from our scout helicopter and punch them into the navigation system of the Mirage, and use those to effectively engage one specific ground target. So let's zoom down here and have a look at the INS panel. There, I'm going to turn off the track IR so it doesn't bubble around too much. Now I have bound most functions of the INS panel to my numpad on my keyboard. You can actually do that, and I recommend doing it for it's much quicker to input the numbers. So I'm going to use my numpad, but I'm going to tell you which buttons I'm pushing. Anyway, first off, you need to know how many waypoints is already set for your mission. And in this case, I know that we have 3 waypoints set for this mission, so we're going to create a new waypoint, waypoint 4. So first you press the prep button, and then you select 04 as waypoint 4, and you see nice empty waypoint here. We're then going to press +1, which allows us to enter digits in the left side of the panel here. And then we're going to press 2 for north hemisphere, and then we're going to punch in the numbers that we got from north from our KA-50 scout helicopter, and that will be 36, 38 and 35. And it's really nice. You can see the Mirage uses the decimal system here, so it's really nice that we can switch to the decimal system in the KA-50's Abris computer. So we don't have to do any conversions by ourselves. Okay, we're going to punch in for the second one, but before that, press INS to enter the numbers. You can see now they're entered there. And then we're going to press +3, which allows us to enter data into the right panel, the right side of the panel, and press number 4 for west. And then we're going to enter the numbers there, 115, 43, 43, and press INS again. So that's the waypoint. Now we're also going to set the target altitude, because that's very important when you're engaging ground targets. So we go into altitude. You do not need to press prep again, because we're already inside waypoint 4 here editing it. The left side is feet and the right side is meters, and since the KA-50 gives us the altitude in meters, we're going to enter the right side, so we press +3. We're going to press +3 again because we want to enter above sea level. If we press 9 with a minus, or if we're at the left panel, 1 or 2 here, we can enter above or below sea level. So press +3 again. Also, you have to enter at least 4 digits. So in this case, our altitude is 973 meters. So we need to add the corresponding zeros to fill the entire block here, like this. So for 973 meters, we start with 0, enter 973, and then press INS again. And one thing that's really nice is that Mirage, friendly enough or nicely enough, converts the meters into feet. So we get the target altitude in feet as well here. We can see 3,192 feet. And that is the setup needed to set the waypoint for our target waypoint or target. So the last thing we're going to do is just to switch the waypoint so we actually get the proper indications here. So we're going to press destination or dest and then select 04, and you can see this little arrow here jumped and the target range also jumped. So now we have set that up perfectly. While we're here, we're also going to set up our bombing panel, which we want the fuse to instantly detonate on target. We're going to release all 8 bombs on this poor little truck immediately, and we're gonna do it in a little bit in a carpet bombing style to make sure we actually get the truck. As you've seen with my previous tutorials on CCIP bombing, it can be fairly accurate, but it's not the best. So we're gonna drop all the bombs on this target to make sure we kill it. Let's turn on the track IR there. So I'm just gonna take off and I'll see you guys back in the air. So we're turning towards our target right now, and we're gonna see if we can line up and do a decent bombing run on this poor little truck here. So I'm just aligning myself with the waypoint marker here, and as you can see here, immediately we can see the target marker there. That's perfect, will help us align up, even though we don't have visual on target. Since we have punched in the coordinates, we know where it is. And if we zoom in here, maybe we can see it. Oh, there we have it. And it's fairly easy to visually locate the targets once you have entered the coordinates appropriately. So we're going to actually start descending towards the target. And I've set up everything for bombing using the radar ranging, not the radar altimeter mode, which is more accurate. And we're going to slow down here, not too fast, not too slow. We got the marker there, and we're going to drop the bombs right in front of the target, like that. Pull up. And let's see if we do some damage. Oh, see explosions there. Do we have a kill? Yes, and a smoke. Excellent. And there was the booms as well. So let's just do a quick little bit flyby and see the damage we caused on that little truck. And that poor little truck didn't stand a chance. And you can see how our bombs detonated around it. So pretty good there. Let's call that an excellent bombing run on one poor little truck. Let's try not to crash into the ground. So I hope with this video that I have proved that the KA-50 can be used quite excellently like a scout helicopter, and its capabilities with the satellite navigation and its targeting system and ABRIS is capable of quite effectively marking multiple targets and then relaying that information to a strike aircraft like the Viggen or Mirage. And I hope you enjoyed this video. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, if you enjoy more videos like this, please check out my Mirage tutorials. They're quite interesting to watch, I think, maybe. Anyway, have a nice day, and once again, thank you so much for watching.